Hey everybody, this is Herschel Froome from High School Top 200. This video is brought to you by Fine Line Barbers in Hamilton. If you're ever in Hamilton, go get hooked up on my boy Vinny at Fine Line Barbers, and if you say High School Top 200, you go down and get a discount. Alright, so Alexander Street, remember that if you come to Hamilton. This video is about it's about the system that we have now for the top four. I understand why they do it this way. I understand why they would want it to be somewhat fair to everybody in their regions, but to me it's just not fair on saying who is the best team in the country. So just in short, the way that they do it is that they find the best people in the region, the top four teams within that region, within each region in New Zealand, comes to the top four, and then they play off. And then I don't understand why they have a co-ed and a national champion. I just think everyone should just be put together. But anyway, if you've been following my page for the last 3 years, I always do this. I always put my top for fantasy tournament, which means it's just a fantasy. It's not real, but this is a concept that I hope it gets taken on and really put into place so we can find out who is the best team in the country every single year. Okay, so what I do is I take the top 64, I divide them into 4 regions, and then in those 4 regions you play off who those people are in your 4 regions. It's not based on where you live, it's not based on where you're at, it's just based on where you're ranked in the country, and the top 64 teams in the country, and then you play off the top in your region and the bottom in your region, and you work your way all the way to the top 4. Okay, so that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to take the top 64 teams in the country. I'm going to put them or divide them all into the 4 regions, and then I'm going to do it so that they reach the best out of the top 4 in New Zealand, coming outside of those 4 regions that are mixed up. It's not based on any kind of geographical placing of where you are in the country or anything like that. It's just based on where you're ranked in the country. So how I do that is that I take everybody's for and against within the games this year. I take into matter of fact of where you whether you were ranked in the top 25, whether you were ranked in the top 50, or you are outside. It's also based on how many of those teams that you beat were ranked when you were unranked, or how many teams that you beat were ranked when you were ranked, and how many of them that weren't ranked within the top 50 and top 25. I put all of that kind of stuff into an algorithm, put it all together, and then yours is always going to match up different to what your opponent's is, and depending on who your opponent is, always comes out different. So that's how I get the scores. It's going to work out well to that. It puts everybody in their position of basically it'll tell the story of how you would probably score if you played this team. Okay, so that will be coming out. So tomorrow, what's going to happen is that the top 25 and top 50 will come out, the rankings, the new rankings. Also, I will be putting out your regions that you're going to be in. So you're going to see, and your regions and your ranking. So you're going to see your region, what teams are in your region, and then where you're ranked within that region. So basically, number 1, the top of the region is going to play the bottom of the region, and then second to last, so on. All right. So have a look out for that. Check out check out every second day when I'm going to start placing up the scores from every region for every round. So hopefully the timing is right, that when we get to the top 4 for now, it's going to match up well, and then we're going to see what happens. All right. So it's a fantasy one. Don't worry about like, oh, well, schools, this won't work because schools don't have the money, and schools won't pay for this and the travel time and blah blah blah, whatever. That's not part of this. All right, that's not what it is. So I'm just informing you that's what's going to happen, and hopefully at the end it turns out to be the same kind of top 4, the best teams in the country, all that kind of stuff. All right. So just like every year, there's always going to be upsets within the scores as well. So it's not going to just be like, well, you're the top 25, so all those top 26, all those are going to be at the end. Sometimes it doesn't work out that way. All right. Just in like in real life, sometimes you have upsets, sometimes you don't. But keep an eye out for that. It's going to be coming out tomorrow. So let's see how it goes. Peace.